Hello, it is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition for tonight headlines. We have the Minister of Finance meet with the International Finance Corporation and the World Bank for the international scene. Israel and Hamas ceasefire is Welcome to our newsroom. The Jama al-Dawah al-Tabligh concluded its annual meeting in Djibouti on Sunday, marked by 3 days of intense exchanges through scientific conferences and intellectual sessions. Listen for more details.
The gathering, Jama al-Da'wa wa Tabligh, concluded today its annual meeting in Djibouti, marked by 3 days of intense exchanges through scientific conferences and intellectual sessions. The meeting welcomed delegations from neighboring countries as well as many nations from around the world, in reinforcing its international dimension as a major platform for promoting a moderate and universal Islam. This year's event offered a unique opportunity for dialogue and collaboration between scholars and preachers from different backgrounds. The meeting closed as usual with prayer and invocation to Almighty God, expressing wishes for peace and security for the host country and for the entire Muslim world. The participants also called for greater unity between Muslims, which they consider essential to meeting contemporary challenges.
As usual, security was provided by the National Gendarmerie during the 3 days of this religious gathering. A large road safety squadron was mobilized to regulate traffic and guarantee the safety of the faithful who came in large numbers to take part in these moments of meditation. On Sunday, January 19, 2025, the forces was reinforced by the gendarmes from Djibouti and Balbala companies, as well as those from the mobile group and the Gendarmerie Health Services. The latter were on hand to manage the flow of over 3,000 vehicles and some 90,000 worshippers. No irregularities were noted during the final day, which ended peacefully. As part of the forthcoming retreat of the World Bank Group's International Finance Corporation, scheduled to take place in Djibouti, the Minister of Finance, Ilyas Moussa Dawale, meet with a delegation from the International Finance Corporation led by its Vice President, Mr. Sergio Pimenta. The meeting served as a prelude to constructive discussions aimed at deepening the partnership between Djibouti and the World Bank Group, with a focus on private sector development. The Minister welcomed this decision to hold the retreat in Djibouti, noting that the country is a center for exchange and innovation. Indeed, the retreat, which will be held behind closed doors, will welcomes over 180 participants, including 6 vice presidents and several senior general managers, testifying to the importance of the event for the sustainable development strategy. Djibouti is thus seen as a dynamic platform for investment and economic development. The International Finance Group, a member of the World Bank, is holding a strategic retreat in Djibouti. The event marking an important milestone in its commitment to the country's economic development. The event brought together senior IFC executives, representatives of the Central Bank of Djibouti, and key players from the national and regional financial sector. The purpose of the retreat, held in a setting conducive to a strategic reflection, was to examine the economic development priority and private investment challenges in Djibouti. The forum provided an opportunity to discuss critical issues such as the financing of small and medium-sized enterprises, infrastructure development, financial inclusion, and the technological innovations in the banking sector. The highlight of the retreat was the signing of an agreement between between the IFC and the Central Bank of Djibouti. This partnership aims to strengthen the stability and resilience of Djibouti's financial sector. Djibouti is a strategic regional platform. This agreement marks an important step forward in attracting more private investment and promoting sustainable economic development. The government of Djibouti, through the Ministry of Budget, has officially allocated a 2-hectare plot of land in Nagad for the construction of the future United Nations common houses. Listen for more details.
The government of Djibouti, through the Budget Ministry, has officially allocated a 2-hectare of plot of land in Nagar for the development of the future United Nations Common House. This initiative underscores the deepening of the strategic partnership between the Republic of Djibouti and the United Nations. During their ceremony, the Minister of the Budget, Mr. Isman Ibrahim Roble, handed over the official decree to Mr. Jose Barahona, United Nations Residence Coordinator in Djibouti. This milestone event is a key advancement in multilateral cooperation, aligning with the newly signed United Nations Cooperation Framework for Sustainable Development 2025-2030, which was finalized on December 19, 2024. This project, which brings together the offices of the various UN entities in a single location, aims to improve the efficiency, coordination, and impact of UN activities in Djibouti. It also reflects joint ambition in terms of sustainable development in line with Djibouti's Vision 2035. The construction of this facility demonstrates the commitment of both Djibouti and United Nations to the well-being of the Djiboutian people, reinforcing a partnership grounded in common values and objectives.
The coordinator of the United Nations system in Djibouti, Mr. Jose Barahona, has this to say, it also reflects the joint ambitions in terms of sustainable development in line with Djibouti's Vision 2035. The construction of this infrastructure illustrates the joint commitment of Djibouti and the UN to the well-being of their populations, consolidating a partnership based on shared values and objectives. And now listen to the Minister of Budget, His Excellency Isman Ibrahim Roble.
Nous vivons aujourd'hui à Nagad un moment heureux avec cette cérémonie de cession de terrain.
Today, we are witnessing a significant moment with the ceremony for the transfer of land to the United Nations agencies system in Djibouti. This gesture, granted free of charge, is a source of pride for me, and I am honored on behalf of the government to take part in this solemn and meaningful event. The decision to allocate this land for the construction of a common house for the United Nations agencies system is far from being merely symbolic. It reflects our commitment to strengthening cooperation in strategic partnerships with the United Nations agencies. I also believe this ceremony is particularly important because it allows us to move forward in our partnership while affirming and solidifying Djibouti's role in the region. I would like to extend my thanks to the United Nations Agency System Coordinator. Today's event holds great significance for us as it highlights Djibouti's central role in the region. This is why we align ourselves with the United Nations system to jointly commit to the ideals of the agencies, including international cooperation, sustainable development, regional, continental, and even global solidarity, and above all, universal human values. These values are particularly important to Djibouti, especially in the context of our social development policies. They also represent a cherished aspiration of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh.
The year 2025 marks a decisive turning point for Djibouti, where budgetary rigors becomes the watchword of national financial management. The finance law for 2025, which balances the budget of at 158.426 billion Djibouti francs, reflect the rigorous fiscal discipline essential for sustainable growth in an uncertain global economic context. The 7 billion franc reductions in public spending while maintaining essential services underlines the maximization of resources efficiency. Tax administration is being modernized with the electronic payment and digital tax modules for greater transparency and efficiency. This performance is the result of a strict and efficient financial management. Internal revenues rose significantly by 6.867 billion Djibouti francs, offsetting a slight decrease in external revenue of 669 million Djibouti franc. This improvement in domestic revenue reflects a more robust taxation policy and a resilient domestic economy. The government has shown rigor by reducing public spending by 7 billion francs while ensuring that essential services continue to operate without interruptions. This approach demonstrates not only prudent management of resources but also a determination to maximize the effectiveness of every franc spent. These austerity measures do not hamper investment in education, health, infrastructure aligned with the Djibouti EC plan aimed at inclusion growth and support for the most disadvantaged. It should be emphasized that this financial law 2025 is a model of prudent governance preparing for a robust and prosperous economic future. The Finance General Economy and Planning Commission is examining the two bills relating to the financial account of the public institution. The session is chaired by the Honorable Sharmake Musa Arre, the chairman of the Finance Commission. Focused first on draft law 137E and 24/9L approving the financial account of ONEAD for fiscal year 2022. For this examination, the Commission heard from the Mohamed Ahmed Awale, Minister of Agriculture, Water and Fishery, Livestock and Fishery Resources, accompanied by his Secretary General and the Managing Director of ONEAD. The second part of the session was devoted to the study of draft law number 144E and 24/9L approving the financial report CAM for fiscal year 2023. This session was attended by Dr. Ahmed Rabil Abdillah, Minister of Health, accompanied by CAM's Director General. At the end of its deliberation, the Finance General Economy and Planning Commission issued a favorable opinion on the two bills examined and forwarded for adoption at the next public session. A colorful final for the first editions of the 2025 National Football Tournament. It was in a festive and colorful atmosphere that the final phase of the 2025 National Football Tournament was held at the Municipal Stadium, an event bringing together 5 teams from the 5 regions and 5 teams from the capital. The ceremony was graced by the presence of the Minister of Youth and Culture, Hibo Momin Asobe, the President of the Blue House, Abdul Qadir Iman, senior officials from the Djibouti Football Federation, and executives from the Ministry of Youth and Culture. The final offered a captivating spectacle, pitting the CDC Damerjog team against the CDC Al-Hiba team. After an intense match, the team representing the Arta regions was crowned champions of this historic first editions of table football. Lastly, ping pong. She praised the commitment of the referees and officials from the CDC and the Department of Social Integration's volunteering, who carried out the competitions with great professionalism and self-sacrifices. The ceremony ended with the presentations of awards to the winners and participants in a warm and friendly atmosphere. In her speech, Dr. Hibo Momin Asowe congratulated the young participant on their talent, team spirit, and determination. She also stressed the importance of this tournament in promoting the values of collective competition, fair play, and social cohesion among Djiboutian youth. At the invitations of Dr. Rutyunjay Mohapatra, Director General of India's Meteorological Department, the Director General of Djibouti's Agency for National Meteorology, Mr. Mohammed Ismail, took place in a 150th anniversary celebrations of the Indian Meteorological Department and represented the Republic of Djibouti and the Greater Horn of Africa. the 8 IGAD countries, which plus Rwanda, Burundi, and Tanzania. At the celebrations, the Indian Meteorological Department celebrated the 150th anniversaries of the Indian Meteorological Department's distinguished services from its humble beginnings in 1875. The Indian Meteorological Department has become one of the most advanced and reliable meteorological organizations in the world, equipped with state-of-the-art technology and guided by a heritage of scientific excellences. India's Meteo Agency has been at the forefront of saving lives and livelihoods through weather forecasting and early warning systems. It was a moment to reflect on its remarkable journey and its contribution to India and the global community. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was the chief guest of the day's celebrations, and the Secretary General of the World Meteorological Organization, Professor Celeste Saulo, delivered a speech highlighting the importance of early warning for all and climate changes. On this occasion, the Director General of the Djibouti National Agency, Mohammed Ismail Noor, met with the Secretary General of the World Meteorological Organization to discuss technical assistance, and she promised to visit Djibouti during this year. At the same time, the Director of the World Meteorological Agency also signed a partnership agreement between the Djibouti Agency and the Department of Meteorological of India. The Solidarity Week, organized by the Ministry of Social Affairs Solidarity, continues in the interior regions. This Sunday, the delegation led by Minister Ulufa Ismail Abdo toured the Arta regions, in particular Wi'a. The men, women, and children of Wi'a gathered at the town school to welcome the minister, who was accompanied by the prefect of the region, Hassan Dabal Ahmed, the president of the regional council, Elmi Bouh, and the parliamentary of the constituency, including Aisha Muhammad Abdullah and Omar Waberi. After a warm welcome, the minister and her delegation headed for the all to meet with the representatives of the Wi'a populations. This meeting gave the Wi'a community the opportunities to exchange views directly with the minister, firstly on the various achievements and then on their essential needs. The Minister of Social Affairs Solidarity, Ulufa Ismail Abdo, reassured the participants, who represented across sections of the Wi'a community, that their grievances would be taken into the account and that concrete answers and solutions would be found to their needs and concern. The president of the Regional Council of Arta, Ilmi Bouh, welcomed the Minister of Social Affairs Solidarity and her delegation to his regions as part of Solidarity Week. He also thanked the people of Wi'a for their mobilization to welcome the minister. Mr. Ilmi Bouh reminded the population of the important role played by the Minister of Social Affairs Solidarity in the provision of basic social infrastructure to help people in disadvantaged areas overcome their precarious situation. For his part, the prefect of the Artas region, Mr. Hassan Dabali Ahmed, emphasized the growing role of the Minister of Social Affairs, which has become an essential department. Today, the achievements of the Minister of Social Affairs Solidarity can be seen everywhere, and we are delighted and grateful for this visit, said the prefect. Finally, the prefect of the Artas region, Hassan Dabal Ahmed, indicated that he would always be at the ministry's side and gave his full support. At the head of the meeting, the Wi'a community took the floor to express its gratitude and satisfaction with this project already carried out, and then to express its needs. The various speakers wished to see the Wi'a project completed. First of all, the various speakers welcomed the Minister of Social Affairs Solidarity and its delegations, thanking them for their commitment. They then outlined their needs, which included the construction of a community center, a request made by the village chief. A similar request was also communicated to the Minister of Social Affairs Solidarity, but this time for the young children who received an Islamic education and learned the Holy Quran. Other grievances were also formulated, such as the establishment of a fund for the community and the reinforcement of the community fund. The Minister of Social Affairs Solidarity, Ulufa Ismail Abdo, said we are here as part of Solidarity Week, and on the instructions of the President Ismail Margele, we are towering the localities that lack essential infrastructure in order to remedy the situations. Was how the Minister of Social Affairs Solidarity began her speech. The representative of the Wi'a community, the Minister of Social Affairs Solidarity, Ulufa Ismail Abdo, speaking after the various requests made by the population, reminded them that Wi'a is a large community and its needs have evolved with it. Regarding the village chief's request for a community hall, she replied that all would be built for them, and as the community has grown, the hall will be bigger accordingly. Wi'a has sent several students to the University of Djibouti, but there are also young people who focus on learning our religions, in particular the recitations of the Holy Quran. She promised these young people an Islamic school or madrasa. She also announced that the provisions of 57 computers addressing all participants at the meeting. Ulufa Ismail Abdo reminded them so that the ministry's policy priority, which are to meet the essential needs of the population. She indicated that the people of Wi'a should work with her teams to help them identify those most in need, and this in a questions of social justice priority should be given to those who are truly in needs and then extended to the rest. As Wi'a is a corridor, the Minister of Social Affairs Solidarity was keen to support women and young people with the forthcoming creations of 4 fund. Wi'a is an obligatory passage for all vehicles going to or from Djibouti, and you have an opportunity to develop your businesses. Car passing through Wi'a should be able to find everything they need. And here we are already completed 29 projects at Wi'a, but we know that's not enough. And we will be adding to this and other projects, inshallah, concluded the minister. For the international scene in Gaza, ceasefires, first 3 Israeli hostages released. Red Cross out interest of military prisoners. Listen for more details.
Awaited ceasefire between Israel and Hamas has finally come into effect behind schedule by almost 3 hours, during which Israeli forces continue to strike Gaza, blaming the militant group's failure to release the names of the hostages due to be released on Sunday. The ceasefire finally started after Hamas posted the names of the 3 hostages on its social media channel. The Hamas-run civil defense agency said 8 people had been killed in the Israeli strikes on the Gaza Strip during the hours after the ceasefire was supposed to take effect. 3 Palestinians were killed in eastern Gaza City by Israeli drones, medics in the territory said on Sunday. The Israeli military said that it has struck terror targets in northern central Gaza and it will continue to attack as long as Hamas did not meet its demand. The ceasefire opens the way to a possible end to a 15-month war that has upended the Middle East. Israeli forces has started withdrawing from areas in Rafah, Gaza to the Philadelphia corridor along the border between Egypt and Gaza, media reporting on Sunday.
Nearly 13 people wounded in an accident occurred in Spain. Listen for more details.
A lift collapsed at a resort in the Spanish region of Aragon on Saturday, injuring dozens of people, 9 of them very seriously and 8 seriously, the regional government said. Around 80 people remain trapped hanging in the chairlift at the ski resort of Ostun in the province of Huesca, according to state TV channel. The cause of the cable failure remains unknown. The ski resort's management declined to comment and was not immediately able to say if foreigners were among the injured. Several helicopters were working in the area to rescue the skiers who were still trapped on the chairlift and transferred the injured to nearby hospitals. The Austin ski resort, mainly popular among Spanish skiers, is located close to the Spanish border with France in the Pyrenees mountain range.
And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.